Yo, what's going on, everybody? What's happening? So we're doing a watercolor today. Should be pretty cool. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Just hanging out, doing some painting. What's going on, Joyce, Jeremy, and a few other people, it seems like. What's going on? What's happening? So I'll show you guys. This is the reference for today. Thought it looked pretty cool. Um, I'm unsure if I'm gonna put the little boat with the people in there. I don't really know if it's necessary. If it's a necessary element, although it does add some scale to the overall building and stuff. So maybe it's necessary. Candy Williams, what's happening? Juan, Amanda, Mirna, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in on this Friday evening for me. I think it's Saturday morning for some people in the world. Check it out, Friday evening over here. Mary, how's it going? Thanks for tuning in. Enrique, hello, hello. All right. So I'm just going to start off, try to figure out a composition here. So it's interesting, now that I'm looking at this, it looks like the building, the edge of the main building is like right in the middle, like right down the center. If we look at that one more time, you can kind of see it's like right in the middle of the screen. And I think I might roll with it because it's interesting. Normally you don't really want to do that. Normally you want to avoid kind of like something cutting the canvas in half like that. But what's cool is that we have this kind of like little tower thing off to the side. So it kind of this isn't the main barrier. If this little tower turret thing, whatever you call that, I don't remember. If that wasn't there, then I would move this building over. But since we have that tower, kind of breaks things up a little bit. So it's kind of cool. So that's kind of the first line I'm going to start with. And the reason I'm starting there is because it's an easy reference point, right? It's right in the middle. So I realized like, okay, that's a pretty simple line I can get behind, and be correct, I feel like. The rest of it will kind of just loosely block it in as a starting point. Quite hard for you guys to see, but it's just a light sketch, just a light pencil sketch starting out with. Um, just to get the idea down. I'm trying, I'm thinking of the composition as this thing's going on. I'm not trying to copy this thing exactly. I'm trying to see what stands out to me. And this thing is really, it's almost like my focal point. This piece here, and then the piece of light right here on this part of it. These pieces of light over here, these are also kind of part of my focal point, like a secondary focal point, if you will. Because that's, there's a lot of shadow in this painting, this whole building, and then these pieces of light and then this tower. That's kind of really my focal point. So that's what I want to stand out when you see this thing. Um, I want to get the idea that this is castle, it's architecture, there's these things here. And all this little line work and stuff, that'll come in later. But it's really not that important, right? I mean, none of that, all the little details and stuff. It's important, but it's zoom in on it where? On the reference or on my drawing? I don't really know which one you mean. So, oh, you mean like I could zoom in on that more, but I kind of like having this supporting. I like the balance, you know, this little turret kind of balances this whole thing. Having some trees back here is kind of cool too. Looks like there's greenery. That's kind of confusing actually. Now that I'm looking at it, there's greenery right on the turret here, this little tower, and it lines up exactly with the background trees. So I'm gonna avoid that because that makes it look like the background trees are like in front of it. It's very bizarre. If you guys see that again, there's like vines and stuff growing on it, but we can clearly see that there's trees way in the distance. So I'm going to completely remove any greenery on these buildings. Just for just so it doesn't get confused. So that is a choice that I'm going to make in this process. Just drawing in some of these architectural details. You know, they are important, but it's just supporting elements for the main idea. That's all it really is, what it comes down to. And the main idea are these kind of like, to me, it's like these pointy tower things. Those are really kind of my overall focal points, I guess you could say. So I'll try to make sure I get the perspective on this pretty good. Make sure I get the curves right. A little window here. Some other windows. Yeah, there's like this square chimney thing. I don't really know if I like that on there or not. Because it kind of blocks the triangular pointiness of this tower. But yeah, it's kind of cool, I guess. Some other structural element to add. Give some dimensionality to this thing. Just trying to take note of the dark shapes as I'm going on and how I can simplify this overall. It's kind of dark shapes. Like I said, I don't know if I want this boat of people in here. If I do, maybe I'll move them. You know, I'm not, maybe off to the side over here. I'm not sure yet. It's something I need to figure out. You know, if I have them here, it's kind of weird because then everything is very right in this area. If I have them off to the side, they kind of balance out this bulkiness of the buildings over here. So if I do put a boat in here, maybe it's down here with some little figures in there like that. Kind of just balances everything, gives it a little bit of scale. Just an idea. There's some reflections here. There's another light shape around here. Reflections. So all these windows and things, I mean, it's as long as I get overall perspective on them, like this row and this secondary row here, something like this should be fine. I'm kind of I'm gonna figure it out as I go along, I think. You know, I just want like a loose kind of sketch and rendering of this thing. It's not gonna be like super tight or perfect or anything like that. Yes, happy Friday, everyone. Yeah, there are a ton of videos on my channel for beginners. A lot of videos on there. Just go check out my channel. Actually look at my videos and see what's out there. What's going on, Insane Potato? I'm doing okay. How's everybody doing? I'm doing all right. Just glad it's Friday. That's for sure. So this light shape actually goes down a little bit further. Some little patches of light and stuff. I got to be careful of that, aware of that. Uh, I'm not really sure what color this building is when it's in light. It looks like a grayish blue or something, but I'm definitely not going to paint it like that. I'm going to paint it more on the light side or like warm side. Um, Maybe even keep some of it white where it's really bright. Not sure. I'm not sure yet how to go about the light washes on this building. It's something I'm thinking about. Yellow ochre, transparent red oxide, warm colors, but very, very light, I think is the key here. So I'm pretty happy with that, I think. I think that's a good start for what's going on here. And yeah, I think we can get into the painting. I mean, I think I can kind of see it coming together in my mind. As far as the sky, I guess we could have some of these clouds coming down in here, down towards the down towards this focal point, I guess. I'm trying to think of how to approach this now, I'm always trying to think ahead. What kind of method am I going to use in the beginning? Am I just going to wash over the whole thing? Am I going to take it piece by piece, do the sky, and then do the building, and then do the water and the trees? How am I going to, how do I go about this? So I'm just lightening up the sketch right now with kneaded eraser, just kind of rolling it over some of the darker areas. At least where the lightest part of the painting is. So I'm feeling like I want to just wash over the whole thing, but I found this photo online uh, on unsplash.com. It's just a free photo that you can use. Yeah, water's definitely tricky. The water's definitely tricky to paint. No doubt. I'm gonna struggle with it as well. Yeah, I'm thinking to make it yellowish as well. Good point. Are you thinking to use wax? No, I'm not thinking to use wax here because the wax is good for like a texture like snow and like natural things, but when it comes to like straight lines and like uh things I need to preserve that are very straight like that doesn't really work. Yeah, I know what you mean, Philip. He says, I'm feeling like I wish we lived in castles. Yeah, it just seems so cool. I mean, I'm sure the castle life wasn't that great back then, but when you see a castle like that, it's like, man, it's just so cool. Um, yeah, so let me spray some water on my palette here. I did that earlier, but it's very hot in my apartment, so it already kind of dried up. So I'm gonna start up. I'm just gonna start at the top here, and I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. We're just gonna go with it. Get some ultramarine and then some teal blue, and yeah, I don't know. We're gonna make a blue sky and just see what happens. Just kind of see what happens. Try to keep it very light. So so here we go. Painting begins. The panic and the painting begins. So now I have to really focus, guys. Really got to focus now. Yes, this is the very famous brush I always use. I've done many paintings with just this brush, even small paintings, and it drives Lane crazy. She's in the chat right now. It drives her crazy that I use this one giant brush for everything. But that's okay. Probably wondering, what did I do there? Oh, I was just trying to add some gray for some of the bottom of the clouds, but you know, I don't even think it's necessary. I think just a little bit like that, it's probably good. I'm gonna keep that sky really light like that. That's my plan, I think. Let's see. More sky back in here as well. I'm gonna try to blend that into the roof. So I'm gonna be pretty free with my color today. You know, I'm gonna think in terms of just interesting stuff. So I'm probably getting ahead of myself here now, getting into this much detail. It's just I just want to really make sure I keep those white areas. So I'm gonna kind of paint all over the place here. There was a drum roll. Where was the drum roll? um, how do you keep the lighting from your painting? I'm not sure what you mean there. I'm excited to see how this turns out too. We'll see how it goes. So what I'm gonna do, needed some grass in here, trees. Needed some trees in here. Okay, it looks pretty dark to you guys, but I think I'm happy with that. I like the shapes and everything. Let's try to see if I can soften some of that. Okay. So I'm painting like the light areas of reflection in the water. So I'm trying to do. Sorry, I'm not talking as much, folks. I'm just focusing a little bit here. I'm trying to get this the way I want it. Once I feel confident, then I can talk a little bit more. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. It's all right though. Kind of went over the light areas of reflection, but they're not as bright as you think they are actually. So what we can do is just take some of that out. I'll just paint over this one too. Might as well just keep it uniform at this time. So as that continues to dry, I'll keep trying to lighten that up. And once we surround that with more dark color, it'll look bright. Okay, can't cry about it that much. Okay. So I kind of saved the building for last. The sound's definitely working. I'm just I'm just quiet, and I have a thing, a filter on my mic that cuts out all the my computer fan noise. Sounds like a jet engine taking off, so it kind of cuts the noise. So when I'm not talking, it's just completely quiet. So that's kind of probably why I think the sound doesn't work. All right, so now we got to go to the building. So I'm gonna do. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Let's do like a yellow ochre, I guess. Wash, something like that. Something warm and really light. We'll do that first for the light area. I should have done this first before the roof, but you know, it's just how it goes, you know. Sometimes it's hectic and crazy and yeah, let's see. Let's just do this. Let's just do this. So we'll be a test. We'll see if this ends up looking good or not. Having like yellow ochre as the lights. You know, I could have kept it white. I might keep some white on this tower, maybe just so it's a little more, pops a little bit more or something. You know, I don't know. I'll keep a little bit of white here, maybe too. See if I can take some of this off. Try to keep some of it a little bit lighter. But this is all gonna be covered up by shadow. You guys can't even see that. It looks so light on the screen. It's very crazy. What kind of paper sheet are you using? I'm using uh, Arches cold press, 140 pounds. That's what I'm using. Thank you, Eddie, for the $10. Greatly appreciated. He said, I'm a beginner. Thanks for sharing your talent. We live in amazing times. I agree, man. I definitely agree. Thank you so much for $10. Hopefully this chaos you'll be able to learn something from it. You know, my process is very crazy when I do watercolor. Because sometimes I just do stuff that I just go intuitively, and it's sometimes I realize I could have done it differently, you know, and it's all a learning process, you know. I can still consider myself a beginner too, so I'm still learning and growing and figuring out different kinds of processes and stuff, and um, so yeah, definitely appreciate the $10, man. Greatly appreciated. Thank you so much for supporting me and the channel and my art. And if you see the way I paint here, I try to not fill everything in just solidly. You know, I try to make it interesting. I keep the edges interesting. I keep the colors interesting. I'm always like changing colors, so I add like blue to this now. You know, I can add red to it and stuff. You know, we can just make it something interesting rather than it just being a flat, dead kind of thing, you know. I'll try to soften this hard line just a little bit. I kind of like the sharpness of some of it, but might be a little too sharp. It is my focal point, so I do like having like sharpness around there. But yeah, greatly appreciate the donation today. My art looks like an absolute chaos and a mess in the beginning too. More often than not, it looks beautiful at the end. Keep practicing, Eddie. Yeah, I think, it's just part of the process, just sometimes looks a little crazy and you just have to push through it. Just push through it and do your best. That's what I try to do. Some of them suck at the end, some of them are failures. This could be a failure, you never know. I don't know how this thing's going to turn out, but I'm hoping it won't be, but we'll definitely find out. We'll find out in about an hour if this thing fails or not. And what I need to do is try to keep my strokes, especially in the later stages as the painting goes on. I always try to focus on keeping my strokes very fresh. And what that means is I try to keep them very minimal. So if I'm putting down like line work or windows on this thing, I want to just do like one or two strokes and just leave it. If I sit there and mess with it and mess with it and mess with it, it's going to look less fresh overall. It's really the keeping the freshness and the life to it. It's just being confident, putting a stroke down, even if it's not perfect. It's going to be better than if you try to fix it and put all this stuff on there. It's like that's what my experience. I've seen that from other artists as well. They say the same thing. It's better to just be confident, put it down, and just leave it, even if it doesn't look perfect. It's better for it to look confident. But anyway, guys, take a quick break. Not a break, but I just want everybody to check out my website, schaeferfineart.com. And I got some drawings on there, recent drawings, and some paintings for sale. You can check those out over on my website. And I also have a support page on there where you can donate to me through PayPal, Venmo. I have a Patreon page. I also have a Bandcamp page where I make music in my spare time. You can check all that out over on my website. I also have a blog on there too, with articles and stuff that I write every once in a while. But also be sure to like, share, and subscribe, folks. If you watch the video right now, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Greatly appreciate it. And subscribe if you want to see more live streams, more videos like these. Really appreciate it. And thanks to everybody who watches and supports the channel and supports what I'm doing here. Just trying to share what I know and share the beauty of art. You know what I'm saying? So, and try to improve myself. So, okay. Where do we go now? Let's see. This is almost dry, so I'll be able to do some cooler shadows on top of this. That's where this is going to come together. I do some cooler shadow washes. I need to wash this. This is the last area, my focal point. Normally I say to work on your focal point first because that's the thing that matters the most. You want to work on that first. And sometimes I do it last because I want to like get warmed up before I focus on the important thing. Yeah, Jeremy, the monkey was very recent, like 2 days ago, and it was pretty cool. It was a cool experiment, and I think I'm gonna start doing watercolor backgrounds, like very sparsely for my pen and ink in the future here. Starting a new sketchbook next time, so be pretty cool. Okay, this thing. Let's tackle this thing. Let's tackle it. We'll put a little bit of a wash of something here. But we'll keep some of it white too, I think, because I really want that building to pop a bit. So maybe something like that. We'll keep all the main light right there, right on it. Probably keep that white too. Let's see, let's put a little color on this chimney. So pretty happy with that. I'll put more shadowing on that as the painting progresses, but for now, it's pretty good. Have you done any more testing in your sketchbook with the watercolor? I have not, Ben. I did get your email. I saw those. Yours are very similar to mine. Definitely very similar. I'll show you guys this sketchbook if you didn't see it the other night. So this were kind of the tests that I did. I really like how it turned out. You know, the paper isn't perfect. It's a little wavy, but it's really not that bad actually. So it doesn't really destroy the paper. You know, if you were to frame it or something, it'd look pretty flat. It's no different than a watercolor painting. So that'll be pretty cool to start doing that with my pen and ink. I think it'll really make it pop, and I think people might start being more interested in the pen and ink drawings, like as far as purchasing them. You know, normally my watercolor paintings sell all the time, but my drawings very rarely ever sell. So it's interesting. Even though most people come to my channel for drawing, they want to learn to draw, but nobody's really purchasing the drawings. So yeah, I don't know. It's been interesting to see that in the last year. Okay, where do I go? Where do I go? Let's see. I think I dry this real quick. Only take like half a minute. Dry this little thing up here. I just want to dry this building completely. It's just slightly damp, but I want it to be completely dry when I put these reflected light shadows on there. So the first round of shadows. I'm probably going to go back over the roof as well with some shadowing and stuff. So what I'm trying to keep, the structure I'm trying to keep here is like two values in the light and then like two values in the dark. Um, yeah, very true, Ben. If you spray the back with a little bit of water with one of these, that's what I actually do a lot. That's what I do with my watercolor paintings too. And then you lay something flat on there, let it dry, or heavy on there. It'll flatten it. Yeah, really great point. Okay, so this whole painting seems pretty much dry. Dry enough for me. Okay. So let's put some shadows on here. So we're gonna do some more ultramarine blue, maybe some purple, ultramarine violet deep. That's my purple. And some transparent red oxide just to gray it down slightly, but try to keep it on the cooler side, purpley side. Let's see what this does. I'm afraid to start. I'm afraid to, that's why I'm hesitating here. I'm afraid to do this. I'm trying to just think about this before I do it. I guess let's be bold. Just put it down. See what happens. So I want to keep all of this wet. I know I just dried the paper, but now that I got that down, I want to be able to work into this. Keep some light areas there. This is all in shadow, I know that. So we'll cover this whole thing. Let's try to keep this wet at the bottom. try to keep the color moving a bit, so just add some browns at the bottom. Make sure I'm preserving my light areas. Go back to more purple, blue color. Purple and blue. Okay, so this is all shadow, it seems. Thank you for the donation. Oh, Enrique, thank you for the donation. Greatly appreciated. Greatly appreciated. He says, thanks for these live streams. Hey, thanks for always tuning in, man. Greatly appreciate your support. Very helpful. I'm definitely gonna keep doing these streams, that's for sure. They're a lot of fun, man. They just let me experiment and connect with you guys, talk to everybody, and try new things, new subjects that I really wouldn't normally probably try. It's just a lot of fun. And hopefully you guys get to... Oh, I went over that light area again. What am I gonna learn? It's supposed to be light right here for the reflection. Never gonna learn. So trying to add some like interesting shadows here or something. Yeah, hopefully this will turn out right. Hopefully this will turn out good. We'll see. I think this is all gonna lighten up once it dries. That's my hope. Because although I still have a lot of room for value, you know, when I'm gonna dry brush kind of the windows on there a bit darker. So I think I still have enough room to go for value. And I'm just mixing up some color now for yeah, thanks for the donation, Enrique. Really greatly appreciate it, man. Do you sculpt or have tried it before? No, I never really. I mean, I tried in like high school. I had like a ceramics class, but I've never really tried sculpting. I don't really have the tools or any of the materials for that. Enrique asked, the next live stream will be critiques? Yes. Next live stream's critiques. I'll probably do it maybe tomorrow. I could probably do it, you know, sometime this weekend. We could do that. And then after the critiques, I'll do a pen and ink probably. It's probably what I'm thinking. See, I don't even really know what I'm painting over here. It's just kind of, it's just kind of like whatever. Um, See, I'm just trying to be confident with my strokes, and you can see how I'm trying to keep that perspective all the same as well on those kinds of things up there. So trying to keep my strokes minimal as well. Yeah, hopefully this will turn into something. But what camera do I use to record live streams? Yeah, look in the description. I should have live stream camera. So this thing is a document camera. So I'll try to show it to you. Yeah, see, it's this camera here. It's like on a stand. It has like its own thing. But yeah, check it out. It's like IPEVO, IPEVO, something like that. Um, let's try to soften this line. Okay, let's think big terms of big shapes here. Getting too caught up in details and stuff right at this stage. So let's go back into shadows and things. So we got a shadow shape there, and then we have this kind of shadow shape here. Pretty good for now, I think. And my painting is actually a little bit darker. Can we see the reference? I don't know. Can you? No, kidding. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, so you see there's a lot going on there. I mean, it's a lot to take in. There's definitely a lot going on there, windows and things and little stuff, and I'm trying to simplify all that. I mean, I am going to put in windows and stuff. We'll use the smaller brush for that, just for you, Lane. Use a smaller brush. But not yet. Not yet. We're not there yet. Don't get ahead. We're not there yet. I like these darker areas right around the focal point. I think that's pretty cool. Um, I even think, I think we can even do that. Got some more dark. Darkness there. Okay. little shadowing there in the building. Could be a little darker. Could push it a little bit. Tips for people who just started drawing. Claudia, thank you for the $4.99. Greatly appreciated. Thank you for the donation. Greatly appreciated so much. You guys are great, man. It's really supporting me these last few live streams. Really greatly appreciated. Hello, Yvette. How's it going? Long time no talk. Hope you're doing well. Tips for people who just started drawing. Keep drawing. Keep drawing. I don't know. I mean, there's so many different kinds of things I could say. Um, yeah, I don't know. Keep drawing. Don't give up. Draw what you're interested in. Because the most important thing is to not quit drawing. So you got to do what you're interested in, no matter what it is. So try to find out what kind of things you're interested in drawing. That's really the most important thing I can say. Um, Glad to hear that, Yvette. Yeah, hopefully this painting will finish soon. This one's a lot of work. And I'm struggling a bit, to be honest, but should be able to finish it here. It's looking really good, I think. I'm just trying to figure out where to go next here, folks. I think maybe we try to put some of the darker windows and stuff in, and maybe some of the line work, and then I don't know, see where we're at. We'll see what kind of other little things I need. Still need to put this little boat in there with the people for scale. Cubs win. How's it going? It's been so long since you've been here. Where have you been? Glad to see you back. Man, I got some like, this paintbrush is really dirty for some reason. It's like I didn't clean it last time. It's very annoying. Sorry, folks. Just trying to clean this brush. Um, how do you go about designing shadow shapes? Just wing it. Just literally wing it. I look at the reference and then I see like, is it a good shape? Yes, no, and if it's not, then try to fix it somehow. To be honest, it's something I need to put more thought into, like design and stuff. I'm not really the best at it, to be honest. Um, it just takes time. Hey, whatever works, Ben. Yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do. I know how it is. Okay. Yeah, okay. Lane kind of deconstructed my brain a bit. Yeah, break it down into basic shapes, squares, circles, stuff like that. Yeah, I mean that's good to do too. I mean, I do that with everything. This is all just, you saw when I started the whole sketch, it's all just basic shapes, you know. It's all these little things that I'm adding, like, and just these shapes that give it the form. Like this shadow, being able to go from this bright light to this middle light and then into shadow. That's what makes it look round. Otherwise, it's gonna look flat. So that's all, I guess. I don't know. Okay, let's try to, I'm gonna get a really dark color here. Really dark, but warm. Let's go warm with it. And this is gonna look crazy dark, probably. Because it is. It is crazy dark. But let's see what happens. Let's just see what happens. I'm almost afraid to go this dark, but oh, didn't want to do that shape. Wow, that one doesn't even look that dark. But it really is. Okay. Maybe I go lighter with some of these. I don't know. Let's try to go a little lighter. Maybe. So you see what I'm saying there? One or two strokes, try to put it down, keep it. Maybe put a bottom on some of them. I'm gonna go darker in the shadows. Let's start with these circular windows, I guess. Oh God, I hope this is gonna look good. uh, I'm using Arch's cold press paper, 140 pound. Um, yeah, Arch's cold press paper, 140 pound. That's what I'm using right now. Kind of my go-to paper. I have a pad of 300 pound, but I'm saving that for something. I don't know what yet, but I'm saving it. I think the more of these windows I put on here, the better it'll look. I think I'm overthinking it, you know? And the more I can put I'll put like some line work and stuff eventually. I'll give more structure because right now it's all just flat, right? There's nothing there really. There's no definition to anything. So once I start adding like suggested details of like ornate stuff and a little bit of structure, maybe it'll look good. I don't know. Okay. Um, I do worry. I'm always worried. This is stressful, man. This is hard. This is hard work. Stressful hard work. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Oh, well, it's kind of cool. Okay. I got this big intimidating blank wall here. It's very scary. Okay. See if I can be deliberate with these, like I said, if I can be confident and deliberate with these window shapes, and everything should be okay. Okay. Try to mix up a little more color. Need some more color here. No worries. Hopefully this will only last another 20 minutes. It's usually about my stopping point, like hour and 20 minutes. Usually I'm pretty done. I'm done by then, but we'll see. Ooh, getting some nice dry brushing now. That's what I've been looking for. Okay, just a few more little shapes and then we'll do like some line work on most of the thing. We'll put some windows on this one too. It'll probably make this thing come to life, I'm hoping. So looks like we have a little shape down here. Hopefully that's the right place. And then if not, too bad. I mean, it's already done. And we have shape right in the middle here. This, can't see what I'm doing. This one goes down. Who's my favorite watercolor artist? I like, there's kind of like two guys I follow. I mean, I haven't really looked at this stuff in a while, but I like Alvaro Castanet. Castanet or something. I think he's like Spanish. I'm not sure how to say his name, but it looks like Castagnet. Alvaro Castanet, and who's the other guy? Jeremy Sabukovic. Sabukovic. Those two guys, they're buddies. They paint together a lot. I think they live in Australia, or at least one of them does. But I've learned a lot from them. There's like some videos and stuff. I've learned a few things from them. But I haven't watched them in a while. It's probably been many months since I've seen any of their stuff. But I try to just get inspired by watching the way they paint. They do a lot of plein air, like bigger stuff in plein air. That's what I really enjoy. I just get inspired watching them paint, and then I just go and do my own thing. Like, I haven't watched their stuff in many months, but I'm sure it's in there in my head somewhere bouncing around. And it's kind of what I use as my fuel, inspiration or something to just be loose and have fun and just. Okay, try to do some line work, I guess. Try to do some dry brushing. if I can for this line work. So I don't need a lot of moisture. Or if I do have moisture, I gotta do it, I gotta like do the strokes very quickly. So I think it's really this line work that's gonna bring a lot of this together. It's gonna give more structure to everything. Seems like. Yeah, I don't know. I might just keep the water like that. I mean, I think I need to do like a small wash of like dark over it, but I do love the color there. Okay, so now there's some other line work here to deal with. And I'm just gonna suggest it real quick. You know, it's just stuff like that, really small stuff that I don't want to get carried away with. But I just want to maintain, try to make sure I'm keeping structure. And I almost feel like there we go. That's probably more true to life what I'm looking at. I almost feel like this building isn't dark enough, but I do love, I actually like it actually. It's pretty, looks okay actually at that value. I was thinking for a second it wasn't dark enough overall, but not bad. Not bad actually. Yeah, you're a little late if you're just not coming in, but no worries. We got more work to do on this thing. You know, we're not done yet, so don't worry. We're still painting this thing. Oh, didn't want to do that. It's okay. Should be suggestive for the rest of it. So I feel like these little lines and stuff, I think it kind of brings it together. I'm feeling better about it. You know, I just don't want to overdo it. It's very easy to just overdo it. And I'm probably getting close to that. Just have to be careful here. Yeah, 77 viewers now. Wow. Cool. Bob Ross's son. Not exactly. I don't have the afro, you know what I mean? Okay, so I'm gonna mix up a little more color here. I'm gonna do this building, I think. I think we'll move away from this for a second. I know I still need to work down here a little bit, but I'm pretty happy with that. I think just enough detail to tell what's going on, but still keep it a little mysterious, kind of. And I really love how I did this little cone here. That's pretty cool looking. Really happy with that. I like the strong look of it. Um, yeah, I don't know. I think I'm happy with it. I think I'm happy with it. Some windows there. We have a big window here. Although I kind of ruined the... I'm gonna move the window. It's supposed to pop into the triangular part, but I kind of didn't do that, so we'll keep it right there, a little bit lower. And I really like how that came out. I think that's good. Real nice, real nice. Boom. That's it. Pretty loose, gets the idea across, lets you guys kind of fill in some of it on your own and your own brain, you know. We can put some darker line work in here too, I guess. Just for some dark shadows. Are you going to include the boat or scrap it? Yeah, I am going to include the boat actually. Don't worry, I haven't forgot about it. It's right there. I'm making my way down to the water. Getting there. The tower on the left looks so beautiful. Thanks, I appreciate it. That's my focal point. So that's what I wanted to be nice. You know, this is supporting. These are kind of supporting element details for this. So it's my idea anyway. Do you have any advice on drawing / painting people in perspective to a building or vehicle? Do you have any advice on drawing / painting people in perspective to a building or vehicle? What do you mean by that, Cubs win? Do you mean if you're trying to draw, like if you have a building and a vehicle, how to fit them into the perspective of the whole scene? Or, you know, there's one aspect I can talk about. Yeah, kind of clarify that question if you can, or elaborate a bit, and I'll get back to that question. Um, Hey Brandon, it's time for me to leave. Hope I can catch another live stream. Looking forward to see the final product. Good night. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. Munit Gill, thanks for tuning in. Have a good one. Enrique says, these windows are you doing with burnt sienna? So I'm actually using, so this is the mixture I'm using. It's transparent red oxide, which you could use burnt sienna, I guess. I think burnt sienna is a little more opaque. And I'm using a little bit of ultramarine blue, but I'm keeping it more on the warm side. The ultramarine blue is there just to make it a bit darker. Um, so it's still like a brown color, but not a lot of water. So when you look at these up close, you guys probably won't be able to see it, but they're slightly brown, but they're really just dark. It's really just dark. Um, but they're more on the warm side, so I hope that helps. Is that like a proportion question? Yeah, standing beside, in front of. So um, I'll talk real quickly here. Let me see if I can demonstrate this. I need a sheet of paper. Uh, let's just use this sketchbook, I guess. So this is, I'll talk about this real quick. So if you, if it's possible, if you know in your reference photo, wherever you're looking at, um, or if you just make one up, let's say, if you have a, I don't know what, I don't know what your reference photo is, if you're using a reference or not. Um, but basically you want to find your horizon line. So if, let's say if you have like a building here or whatever, you want to, and then like a car or something, if you have a car sitting there, let's say like this is the back of a car or the front of a car, and this is the horizon line, right? So what does that mean? This means this is eye level of the camera. This is eye level of the camera, or the viewer, like myself. So if we look at this painting I did, I would say the horizon line is, so if we look at the perspective, see the perspective lines coming down? Horizon line's probably like right here somewhere. So what that means is if this was all on ground level, we're all on the same ground level, ground plane. I'm not done with this, by the way. I'm going to get back to this. Thanks, Andre. I appreciate it. Um, so if we're all on the same ground plane, if everything's on the same level, and this is the horizon line, usually you want to do a person's head is going to be everybody's head is going to be on the horizon line. Everybody's eyes, like we're all kind of the same height. Some people could be a little bit shorter, a little bit taller. For the most part, no matter where the people are, like you could have someone here, like, oh, here's a giant person. And based on this, the building would be a lot taller. And based on where the car is, if the car is down here and the person's down here, we can see that person's in front of the car. But if you want that person in the distance, their head will be here, and then their body's going to be a lot smaller back here. And then that's how you can show like perspective. But if you always just keep their head on the horizon, the size of the head's going to change. This is kind of advanced, but let's say you have a giant head, right? That means they're going to be a lot closer. So they're going to have to draw them a lot bigger. But if their head's really small, they're going to be way off in the distance here compared to the rest of the people in the scene. So use the car you have. If you already have the car in the thing and the building in your scene, you know that if you want to draw a person standing next to this car, this car is below. I probably drew the car in the wrong spot, to be honest. The car is probably, I don't know. That's the point. I don't know. We'd have to, I'm trying to just think of the people, but a person's going to be a little bit taller than a car if they're standing up normally. So a car would probably be like right here underneath the horizon line. So if you were to draw someone standing right next to the car, their head's going to be over it. I hope this makes sense. So yeah, everyone's head is on the horizon line usually. If the street is level, if everything's flat, um, you know, that's one way to go about it. I hope that makes sense. I hope that was somewhat helpful. Other than that, it's kind of hard. You have to just use like a reference or something, you know. Um, yeah, I hope that helped. Cubs win. Uh, Kuwait Asami, what's going on, man? Glad you could make it. Better late than never. I know it's probably really early at your place, right? Over in where you're at, man. It's probably really early. Okay, so let's continue on here. Let's go down this journey. Let's try to figure this out. Horizon makes great sense. I'm wanting to add a person who is not in reference. Yeah. So try your best to figure out, relate the person to the rest of the scene. You know what I mean? So and try to determine where you want to put them in that space. So if you want to put them right next to the car, imagine how tall you would be standing next to a car. How tall would they be? You know, they're probably like 1 or 2 feet above the car, something like that. But then if they're closer to you in the view plane, you know, these people in this boat down here, you know, if they're way back here in the castle, they're probably a lot smaller, but since they're closer to us, they're going to be a little bit bigger. So, Nathan, what's going on? It's going all right. Kuwait Asami says, yeah, it's 4 a.m. Wow, that's early, man. Maybe you can do a night street scene. That would be cool. I will put that on my list for the next watercolor, like a night street scene. That could be pretty cool. So I think I need, we're gonna put, I'm gonna put, just try to suggest a little bit of the bottom of this. Let's see. Definitely need more reflections going down. All right, so it's just gonna soften that as it goes down. Same thing here. Just try to soften that. And the way I soften it, I just add more water. Kind of let it bleed out. I'll put water down first this time. And just go in, paint into that. Yeah, I have done a night scene of Venice before. That was pretty cool. It's a pretty cool painting. I didn't do it on the stream, but I did it on my own time last year, I think, sometime. Came out pretty well. I definitely enjoy doing the night scenes. The lighting is really cool. It's really cool to play around with like the warm light, and the temperatures are very dramatic. So I'll definitely do that. That's a really cool idea. Thanks for that idea, Koidasami. Yeah, Alvaro. Okay, he's from Uruguay. Yeah, I know he's from Uruguay, but I don't think I don't know if he lives there. I don't know though. Probably. Are all the art books referred only on this video or for the whole channel? Are all the art books referred only? Oh, like in the description? That's just for the whole channel. Okay, well, I guess this is a good time to say it. Everybody, be sure to check out my website, schaeferfineart.com. So if you're new here, definitely check that out. I got some drawings. I usually do pen and ink drawings as well on the streams. And I have some watercolors you can check out over on my website. I also have a support page where you can donate to me if you like the streams, you like the content, and the value that I bring you. Check all that out over on my website. Greatly appreciate it. Also, Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. If you're watching the video right now and you haven't done so, please hit the thumbs up button. It's a very quick and simple gesture that costs nothing to you, but it'll help me out. You know what I mean? So greatly appreciated. All right, let's continue on here. So what I wanted to do, I wanted to start kind of suggesting a little bit of stuff down here. Some stuff. And I probably need to go over the water down here, even though it looks so nice, you know, it does. I really like the water, but looks like I just need to do like a little wash over it. Just a very light wash to kind of darken it. So let's do it, I guess. I don't want to make it too dark, but definitely needs to be just a tad bit darker. Something like that. And then probably try to just wash over here as well. We'll do some. Something like that. Yvette asks, Brandon, is this painting for sale? Once I finish it, it will be. Yeah, it'll be up on my website for sale for anyone who's interested. Try to put it up there uh, after the live stream. Take a photo of it. Got to edit the photo and stuff and put it up there. But if you want it, then just let me know and it's yours. I won't even put it up there. I'll just have it uh, go straight to you. I'll send you a link to purchase it. Okay, I got to get this little boat in here because that's going to give scale to this whole thing, and that's really the last piece of this thing. I took a lot longer on this painting than I thought, but the glaze just made everything pop. Yeah, I think it kind of did. I hope it did. I think it just separated the water from the castle a bit, maybe. Yeah. So this little boat here. Okay, you would like to buy it. All right, cool. Yeah, I believe I have your email. I think I do. Have we ever emailed before? Sold. Okay. All right, Yvette, I appreciate it. It's sold to you then. Yeah, I think I have your email. I don't know if we've ever sent an email to each other. trying to remember. But if not, just send me an email, reach out to me. I will respond to you. I'll just send you a link so you can purchase it. And yeah, I appreciate it. Greatly, greatly appreciate it. Always supporting my work. Really greatly appreciate it. So there's the little boat. Now we just need some people. What kind of colors could they be wearing? There's only so many colors to choose from. I wish there was more colors, you know what I mean? I wish there was more colors to choose from. I know that sounds weird, but Jeremy says they always look better in person. Yes. I can text it to you. Yeah, I can do that. For sure. Let's see, we'll use red. Red's cool. And we'll use blue. Now I just got to be careful not to mess this painting up because it already sold. Maybe we'll put one more person in there just to make them little little group, little grouping of people. Don't really look like people, but I think it'll get the idea across. Yeah, I think that, it's so cool when you just add little tiny shapes like that, and it really just it gave scale to this whole thing. Just doing that. You know what I mean? Like, it's so crazy. So crazy how that works. Like now we have a scale to this entire painting. Really crazy. Yeah, no pressure, exactly. No pressure. Hmm. Just trying to finish this one up strongly here. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm pretty happy with this one. Uh, yeah, I really don't even think there's much more to be done here. I think I'm gonna take the tape off and because I don't think I'm gonna mess with the water anymore. I could go darker in the water or something, but I don't even know if it's necessary. Um, guess the boat needs more shadows now. Does it? Where's the boat need more shadows? I guess, yeah, I mean, maybe more reflections or something. I don't know. I don't know what to do to the boat. Oh, I'm gonna sign it. I'm gonna sign it. Don't worry. I know. I know. There we go. There you go. I guess that kind of helped it a little bit. Gave a little bit of movement. Okay. Yeah, this one came together pretty good. I feel. You know, we kind of just chilled out, relaxed, did a little painting, and look what we got here, man. Pretty crazy. And it's sold. So thank you guys so much for supporting my work today. We got a lot of good donations today. The painting sold. I mean, really awesome, man. You guys are really amazing. Really appreciate you. Yeah, I'm gonna take the tape off and, well, you know, there's always one more thing I could do. The only thing, just very slightly again, just gonna strengthen these a little bit because I had to do that wash over the water and it killed some of this a little bit. I know it looks a little crazy right now, but I'm gonna lighten it up here. I kind of liked how it was earlier, how kind of they had this. It's like soft kind of reflective look. Yeah, I think that's kind of cool, you know. Um, okay. Is this one of the places you visited while in Europe? It is not, unfortunately. I would love to visit a place like this, but no. This was just a reference photo I found online. I thought was pretty cool, and just decided to paint it today. But I would love to go to this place and do a plein air of it for sure. Let's dry this thing up real quick before I take the tape off, just to be safe, on the safe side. You know, I didn't really get a whole lot of color in here that I thought. You know, I tried to get some red in there, but I feel like more, I feel like I almost want more color in it. Like the light areas, I feel like I want some nice brown, like rich, warm browns in there. It almost feels too light. I feel like I need like a mid-tone, but I'm kind of afraid to touch it. Yes, I will definitely sign it. I'll definitely sign it. Trying to figure out where I'm going to sign it. Probably in this corner, I guess, since there's a boat over here. So I'll sign it right across down here. Yeah, it's definitely tricky with such a light building. Definitely. I just feel if I add like a little bit of mid-tone in there, really showing warmth, I feel like it'll make the light really seem warmer. It almost seems flat in a way because the light is just one tone. I don't know. I don't know. We have Kuwait Asami says, yeah, the midtone from the tower on the left. And then Nathan says, no, it has a luminous quality right now. So it's like, you know, what do you go with? What do you go with? What do you do? I mean, they usually say, right, like a painting is done once it's sold, you know? So maybe we go with that. This painting sold, so I think we just stick with that. And yeah. Yeah, we're having an art fight, definitely. Yeah, I know it's on me. I know. It's just funny how everybody. It's just funny seeing the different perspectives. You know, like I think both ideas could be good. You know, I think it's good the way it is now. I think if I added like a little bit, just a glaze of like warm, transparent red oxide, I think it'd really pop. You know, I think it'd really pop and add that warmth because I feel like with all this cool color, I feel like we just need like a little bit of warmth to really bring it out. But it would just be such a slight detail that it almost doesn't really matter, but it would probably be my preference to try something like that, just to push it a little bit more. Because most of you guys don't realize it. Because once I do something, then you guys are like, "Oh wow, that was so much better." You know, it happens sometimes like that. Like, wow, that really changed it. That really did it. You know, I can try it on like a small piece of it or something. You know, just to give you guys an idea of what I'm talking about. Like, I don't know. Let's try it. Let's just see. Very slightly, very little, very small. We'll see if it makes any difference. Like on this chimney here, if I were to just paint this chimney a different color, just make it a little, see what I'm saying? A little bit warmer, a little bit of warmth there. See how much, and it's a little bit dark. I don't want to do that. I mean, obviously I would just do like a small line, glaze the whole thing, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I think we just leave it probably. Probably just leave it. Let's see what, if we do it up here, let's see what happens. See, I mean, it almost doesn't really change it. It's almost like, I just feel like the warm versus cool, that's something I really like to do, you know? So, okay, Yvette says go for it. So, I mean, it's her painting, so I'm gonna go for it. Um, After watching him painting, I still can't believe this is a painting. It looks really like a painting. Do you guys remember how crazy it looked in the beginning when I kind of didn't know what I was doing? It's crazy how it turned out like this, huh? All right, so I'll show you guys what I'm gonna do here. It's just very zoom in a little bit. I haven't really zoomed in on this live stream today. All right, this is the moment, guys. We're gonna see if this does anything. See what I'm saying? Just slight, I mean, that's almost too dark from what I want to do, but it's just like a little bit of a mid-tone glaze right where the light turns into the shadow. Like that. See? It just adds like just a little something. Just gives it a little bit of warmth to the light, a little bit of interest, I feel, maybe. I don't know. Maybe it's too much. Just do a little bit here and there. Not gonna go crazy with it, you know? We'll just do like a few little. See, I mean, it doesn't even really change it. It's just something I wanted to try. I thought would be interesting. Because I think, because here we have highlight, we have light, and then it goes into shadow. You know, I wanted like, the highlight is really, I don't even almost count it. It's kind of too much. Like it's an accent. The highlight's kind of an accent. So I wanted like a mid-tone in here, you know? So yeah, I think that's cool. You know, it just gives it like a little bit more warmth to the light. Maybe it's too much. I mean, it looks it really plays off the blues. It really plays off the blues when you see it in person. So yeah, it really the blue, all this blue, gray, purpley, it really makes the orange, this orange brown kind of stand out. So I'm kind of happy with it now. I think more happy with it. So let's sign this thing. And this painting is already sold. So I'm happy about that. Thank you guys so much for supporting my work. Yeah, what do you think, Munit Gill? What do you think now that you're back and you see it with fresh eyes? Came out pretty well, I think. I mean, compared to what it looked like in the first 20 minutes, I think I'm pretty happy with how this came out, you know? And you see all this, it's not really detailed, it's just suggested kind of stuff. But when you see it from far away, which I can't really show you guys right now, I'll show you in a minute. We'll look at it like here, I'll show you guys. Look at it on my webcam. Like, you know, it reads like a castle, you know, from far away. Like you know what it is. Like if that's hanging on your wall in the galaxy back here. You know, but up close, that's what it's meant to be. It's meant to be this painterly kind of thing that kind of fools you. You know, you look at it up close and you're like, wow, that's crazy. It's all just little, it's just these strokes, you know, these brush strokes. If you look up close, it's just these dry brush, thick paint brush strokes over this wash of color, you know. So anyway, let me sign this thing. This is the most, believe it or not, this is the most intense part of the whole painting process right now, the signature. Because if I mess up the signature, then the whole painting's ruined and I have to immediately burn the painting. Just kidding. But I do want the, I do always try to make it, I don't want the, what am I trying to say? I don't want it to stand out too much, so I try to be careful here with the way I do these signatures. And I gotta get my paint here, I gotta get the right consistency where it's not too liquidy and not too thick. I don't want it to be too dark, but I want to have enough paint so that it'll show up, it doesn't fade a lot. Get yourself a signature stamp. That's true. That's true. If you know where to get one, or the best uh, place to get one, let me know. Well, you could stamp it in watercolor. Cubs win. You could like do the, I don't know, maybe you could stamp it in watercolor. It's possible. I think. I don't know. But I agree with you. Must be in watercolor. I was thinking of like if you can stamp it in watercolor, that's pretty cool. So let's get real close. Let's get real close, guy. Okay. All right. All right. Sergio, what's happening, man? What's going on? Oh, I hope that's not too dark. B dot Schaefer. See if I can paint the whole thing with just. Oh yeah. Didn't even have to reload my brush. That's a good one. So hopefully that doesn't distract from the overall painting. I think it's okay. The B is a little dark, but think it's okay. All right. Here we go. That was a. This was this is more successful than I thought it was going to be. Definitely more successful than I thought it was going to be. So we'll take one last look at the full painting here. There you guys go. See, doesn't really stand out. I think it's pretty good. Doesn't stand out, but it's easy to find. You can read it. It's easy to see. There we go. One successful painting. I'm sad to I'm sad to see this one go. Actually, I really like it. But there'll always be more. There will always be more paintings, and we'll definitely do more. But yeah, what do you guys think? Wonder where this castle is located. I wonder too. I'm not 100% sure. I think somebody knew. Is there anybody on the stream that knows this castle? I know there was somebody like at the very in the very beginning. I thought they mentioned where it was. Okay, so you can definitely stamp your signature in watercolor. That would be cool. But I don't know. I kind of like just handwriting it. It's easy as long as I don't mess it up. Can't fall asleep due to various reasons. Sorry to hear that, Sergio. Anyway, hope you get enough sleep eventually, man. Glad you're here, though. Glad to have you. I'm about to get off here in a few minutes, but yeah, I tried. If I think if you were to map this one, it's not going to cut it off. I used to do that. I used to assign too low, but I think if you matted this one, I mean, you'd have to get a custom mat anyway, which is kind of annoying. But if you got a 9x12 mat on this, actually, you would have a nice white border. It'd look like a double mat kind of a thing. So, because the sheet of paper is 9x12, and then it's 3/4 of an inch on each side. So you'd have to get like a custom mat. But if you did 9x12, you'd have this white border around it, which I think is pretty cool. So yeah, you could just get a standard colored mat, and then you'd have this nice white border around it, and then a colored mat, and look okay. And then you wouldn't have to worry about the signature being covered or anything. But it's all personal preference. But even if you mat it, it goes up like what, a 1/4 inch? Usually a mat cuts off like 1/4 of an inch, and that's not even, so it's pretty good. Probably France. Yeah, this is probably in France, I guess. Everybody says France. I'm gonna say I'm not gonna say anything because I don't know where it is. I have no idea. But another success. Another success. Yeah, I like this one. I like it. There you go. Something like that. Well, anyway, yeah, the next live stream, I guess, yeah, I might as well say that. The next live stream is a critique. So if you'd like, you can send me a photo. info@schaeferfineart.com. Email me. info@schaeferfineart.com. And I usually do critiques every live stream ending in a 0. So the next live stream is 140. So we're going to be doing a critique, and I'm just going to be looking at other people's work. We can look at some of my work if we don't get enough of anybody else's. So yeah, we'll probably maybe do that tomorrow or maybe the next day. I'll be sure to schedule it on my channel so you guys will know the time and date and everything. So just check your subscriptions page. I can't wait for you to get it either, Yvette. Can't wait. I will send this out very soon, hopefully. If I can get you the link to it soon and you pay for it soon, I can ship it out tomorrow, probably. Yeah. So yeah, I'm not sure. On the weekends I kind of do them at a different time because I try to do them at a different time on the weekends because if I always do them at the same time during the weekdays, there's some people that in the world they're always sleeping at that time. So I want to do some maybe earlier in the day for me, maybe like noon or 1 p.m. You know, I usually always start at like 5 p.m. So if I can go a little earlier, we'll get some different people coming in. So, um, you know, one last thing, guys, be sure to like, share, and subscribe if you like what you're seeing here. Be sure to hit subscribe button or the like button, greatly appreciated. Also check out my website. Like I said, you can see other drawings and stuff that I do. You know, watercolor paintings and pen and ink drawings. That's kind of what I do. Check that out. I also have a support page. You can donate to me if you like um, what you see on the stream here. You can check out my Bandcamp page. I make music for my YouTube channel. Check that out. Greatly appreciated. So I will definitely text you. CAD? What does that mean? CAD? CAD? What's my favorite food? I'm hungry and I need dinner. So you haven't had breakfast, I haven't had dinner. So I'm gonna get off here and eat dinner soon. My favorite food is fruit, believe it or not. I eat fruit all the time. I love dates. Dates are like my favorite thing. I eat dates like every day. Like, yeah, I love dates. Oh, Canadian time. I'm not sure. So I usually, in my time zone, it's Pacific Standard. So whatever that's gonna, it'll show you on YouTube if you go to your subscriptions page. If I have it scheduled, it'll show you what time it is in your time zone. So I'm in California, so I'm in Pacific Standard Time. So yeah, I'm getting hangry, man. I'm getting hungry, hangry. Uh, I don't even know what time it is. I've been on here for 2 hours, man. Jeez. But it was a good one. It was worth it. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for the donations. Like I said earlier, thank you guys so much. Enrique and I think Eddie was the other donation, and someone else too. Who was the other donator? Let me scroll back up here. I want to make sure I get everybody. But thank you guys so much for all the donations, for commenting, staying tuned. Claudia, that was the other donation. Thank you, Claudia, Eddie, and Enrique. Yes, it is 7 p.m. right now. 7 p.m. Yeah, it's 7 p.m. right now for me. So I'm in the US, yeah, Pacific Standard Time. So all right, see you, Ben. I'm gonna get out here. So yeah, I'll catch you guys on the next stream. I'm uploading a video tomorrow. It's gonna be for beginners. It's a drawing video for beginners. Very, very simple, very basic. It's gonna be just how to draw something and kind of the process. So if anybody's interested in like beginner drawing, um, definitely check out the video tomorrow on my channel. I'm going to try to put out at least one video every week, like on the Saturday. So definitely stay tuned for new videos on my channel coming. A lot of drawing videos coming, you know. So yeah, anyway, have a great night, everybody. Um, so yeah, We'll do some more architectural live stream watercolors. These are a lot of fun. So maybe next time we'll do like a night scene, like Guaidasami suggested earlier. Do like a little night street scene or something. Could be cool. It's gonna be challenging, but could be cool. Anyway, guys, I will yeah, I will see you guys later. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, check the thumbnail down here. Check how small it is. I mean, see how the strong simplification of everything, light versus shadow, really checks out far away, you know? So pretty cool.